Are you ready to take the next step in furthering your education and career in North Carolina? Discover the seamless process of registering for the GED test right here. Let's jump right into this explainer.
Earning your high school equivalency diploma is a massive achievement, right? But figuring out where to start, well, it can kind of feel like a test in and of itself. If you've been stressing over state rules, logins, and testing options, take a deep breath. I'm going to be your guide through this whole beginner-friendly roadmap. We're going to make this completely stress-free.
And here's exactly why we're doing this. Getting your GED can actually bump up your average yearly earnings by over $10,000. I mean, that's huge. Plus, it literally opens the doors to 95% of two-year colleges and four-year universities. It is a straight-up bridge to a better financial and educational future, and the time you put in now is going to pay off for the rest of your life.
So, to make things super easy to digest, we've broken this explainer down into 6 logical steps. We'll cover 1. Why take the GED? 2. Eligibility and account creation. 3. Choosing your testing option. 4. Registering and scheduling early. 5. Actionable test prep advice. And finally 6. Mastering test day.
Let's kick things off with Section 1. Why take the GED?
What's super interesting here is looking at exactly what this piece of paper actually unlocks for you. Look, without a high school diploma, you're probably going to hit some roadblocks when you apply for jobs or try to get into trade programs. But the GED, it's a nationally accepted alternative. It proves, beyond a doubt, that you have the exact same academic skills as a traditional high school grad. So whether you're looking to start an apprenticeship, enroll in community college, or just make your resume pop to employers, this is the credential that gets you past those gatekeepers.
Moving right along to Section 2, Eligibility and Account Creation. Let's look at how this applies to the specific rules in North Carolina.
Now, obviously, you can't already have a high school diploma, and you can't be currently enrolled in high school. Makes sense, right? Generally speaking, the age requirement in North Carolina is 18 or older. But, and this is a really crucial point, 16 and 17-year-olds can totally test too. If you're in that younger bracket, there are just a couple of extra hoops to jump through. You'll need a notarized minor release form signed by a parent or guardian, and you usually have to enroll in official GED prep classes. Oh, and surprisingly enough, strict North Carolina residency isn't actually required to take the test, though you'll definitely want to double-check local rules if you plan on having your diploma issued there.
Once you know you're eligible, your very first action step is creating your profile. Setting up your free lifetime account is quick and painless. You just head over to GED.com to get your digital dashboard set up. But hey, listen closely to this part. You absolutely must make sure your legal first and last name, along with your exact date of birth, match your government-issued photo ID perfectly. If you go by a nickname, do not use it here, seriously. They verify this data on test day, and if it's off even a little bit, they won't let you test.
All right, you're all set up. Let's dive into Section 3, choosing your testing option, where we figure out the best environment for you to actually take this exam.
North Carolina actually gives you 2 fantastic choices here. You can go with in-person testing if you want a structured environment. This usually happens at a local community college, places like Rowan Cabarrus or Forsyth Tech, and it's absolutely perfect if you just want a quiet, dedicated space without having to stress about your home internet glitching out. On the flip side, you can choose online testing if you really want that flexibility and prefer to test from the comfort of home. But keep in mind, going the online route requires a private 4-walled room, a reliable webcam, and, this is big, you have to get a passing score on the official practice test before you can even schedule it. So just think about how you learn and test best.
Got your testing style picked out? Awesome. Section 4 is all about registering and scheduling early, so we can lock in your spot.
Using the digital portal on GED.com makes scheduling a total breeze. You just log into your dashboard and pick the specific subtests you want to take. And remember, there are 4: math, science, social studies, and language arts. And hey, you don't have to take them all at once. You can spread them out. Once you pick your tests, just use your date, time, location, and pay the fees. Honestly, registering early is the absolute best way to make sure you get a spot at your preferred time, especially if you're trying to get into a really popular local testing center.
Let's talk numbers really quick. The costs actually differ slightly depending on how you test. If you take the full battery of tests in person, it's going to run you about $104 total. The online tests cost a bit more, $144 total. Plus, you have to factor in $32 for those mandatory practice tests we talked about. But wait, always check with your local community college. Places like Durham Tech or GTCC sometimes have vouchers that can help cover or literally completely eliminate these fees for qualifying students. Oh, and if you happen to need disability accommodations like extra time or a separate room, you can apply for those right through your GDE account under ADA guidelines.
Let's jump straight into Section 5, Actionable Test Prep Advice. Because honestly, prepping the right way is the absolute best way to kill any test day anxiety.
Look, you do not have to figure this out alone. You've got some pretty amazing options here. On the free side, you can take advantage of prep classes at North Carolina community colleges, which usually give you face-to-face instruction and local tutoring. Or if you're more of a digital learner, you can invest in premium structured programs like GED+, which actually hooks you up with a personal advisor, or Onsego Online Prep, which is fully aligned with the GED testing service. Basically, just find the resource that fits your budget and your learning style.
Now, taking the GED Ready Practice Test is super important no matter how you decide to test. It gives you this awesome diagnostic score so you know exactly what you need to study. And remember, if you want to take the official exam online, scoring in the green zone on this practice test within the last 60 days is literally a mandatory requirement. The system won't even let you schedule the test without it.
All right, let's wrap up our roadmap with Section 6, Mastering Test Day, so you know exactly what's coming when the big day finally gets here.
The biggest takeaway here? Respect the clock. You really need to plan to arrive at your physical testing center or log into your online portal at least 30 minutes early. Minute 0 is all about government ID verification, so do not forget that unexpired photo ID we talked about earlier. Also, during the exam itself, you can't bring a physical calculator into the room. Instead, you'll be using a super intuitive on-screen calculator that's built right into the testing software.
Now, if you are doing the online testing route, you've got to take their rules incredibly seriously. You have to be in a private, four-walled room with a closed door. Absolutely no one else can come into the room for any reason. Personal items have to be completely out of reach, no physical scratch paper is allowed, and, this is key, you cannot mumble, talk out loud, or let your face leave the webcam view. The online proctor is watching you the whole time, and if you break these rules, they will revoke your test immediately. And now you won't get a refund.
Before we wrap, here's a quick pro tip. State policies, testing fees, and those awesome vouchers we talked about can sometimes shift around. So just make it a habit to double-check the official GED website or your local North Carolina Community College's adult education page to get the absolute latest updates before you finalize anything.
You've got the roadmap. You know the exact steps for North Carolina. The opportunity is sitting right there in front of you, just waiting for you to grab it.
Just a quick heads up on the disclaimer on screen. While this info is accurate right now, definitely verify official policies, just in case things change. But as we finish up this explainer, I want to leave you with one big question. What is your next step going to be toward hitting this life-changing educational goal? We are absolutely cheering you on. You've got this.